happy Sunday. We are at the close of the weekend. Sun is setting. Temperatures are nice and comfortable. Huntsville is sitting at about 69 at the moment. You can see a couple of folks making their way to and from Huntsville on Parkway. Traffic seems to be flowing smooth, and it's actually rather light for the evening, so that's good to note. Let's go ahead and take a look across the valley, though. A lot of us are in those upper 60s. For the most part, we do kind of have an uneven shift of some folks on the western end dealing with some of those low end 70s. Still comfortable nonetheless. Pretty clear skies across the board too. Maybe a couple clouds every now and again, but it has been a gorgeous Sunday. We'll continue to see these conditions into your Monday and Tuesday, but things start to kind of pick up and change as we get further into Tuesday. We start to see those rain chances, and then getting into Wednesday and beyond, rain chances start to increase. And I'll show you what that's going to look like in a moment. So looking across the nation right now, you can kind of see where that green just barely dips down to us here in Huntsville and in our surrounding areas. There was a cold front that moved through. And when I say cold front, that's just the scientific name of it. I feel like a lot of my folks that have watched a couple times, we talk about this a little often, but that's just the scientific name for it. But all it really does is just kind of blast some cool air into the area. And we can have opportunities like where we had an Arctic blast at the beginning of the week that shot us back down into like the 40s and 30s, and mornings started out at 20 something degrees on Tuesday. That is a different kind of actual cold front. It's more of a very extreme version of it. But in this case, we had 77 as our high yesterday. And then for today, our high was about 70, 71 for a couple of communities. So the cold front that did pass through was pretty decent in nature, but not enough to produce a major drop of us to go down and be about 15 to 20 degrees cooler than what we are at the moment. So just showing you that we're going to see another cold front pass through. We've got about two. There's one, and then there's going to be one to kind of reinforce the back half of the week, and that's going to bring some storms alongside it. So out the door tomorrow, like I mentioned, we're going to keep that comfortable weather around going into the work week, and honestly can't beat it. It's been nice. Felt like fall. Yesterday was kind of reminiscent of early fall. I would say like early October, late September. But we're getting back into those fall temperatures. Tomorrow's high is expected to be about 67. So we're seeing the brunt of that pushback more so tomorrow, even into Tuesday. It's going to dry. It's going to keep us dry for the next day or two. But Tuesday is when we kind of see another cold front passing through, shifts the forecast to bring in a little rain, and then it increases with a reinforcing cold front moving through Thursday to Friday. And that's going to bring some showers and storms to head into the weekend. But anywho, right now we are seeing temperatures out the door at 8, around 47. So it's going to be a cooler start to the day. But as we get to the afternoon hours, warms up, feels quite nice. Given what we've seen for the past few days, this will be a little bit of a change. I know Friday and Saturday, and even today, those were warmer days, but we'll be slightly on that cooler end. Starting to see a little breeze come back in as well. So today's breeze, though, was kind of decent. I think we got some 15, 20 mile per hour gusts. So yeah, looking ahead to your rain on the roof, dry through Tuesday. We start to see things change Tuesday evening into Wednesday, and that's where those showers start to come in on Wednesday. So we'll see those rain chances increase throughout the rest of the work week, even into the following weekend. The hope is to possibly see drier conditions by Thanksgiving. Right now, we are finally getting to a point where our 10-day reaches Wednesday before Thanksgiving. So tomorrow, Monday, we should have Thursday on the chopping block, so we're able to see and look ahead a little more, try and get a consensus for that forecast. So we'll be able to dive into it and get it going for you and make sure that your turkey day is very nice, dry, or if it's going to be wet. We do have a couple of rain chances that are going to push through. It just really determines based upon Monday, I believe. But we'll double check, look at it again. Should expect to see some nicer weather by that point, but we may see some cooler air blasting through that following weekend. That'll get us real chilly. Speaking of holidays, we are 11 days from Thanksgiving. Don't panic. You've got time. You've got time to set your spread together and get everything decorated. 35 days till winter begins, and then 39 days till Christmas. But who's counting? Go ahead and screenshot this. So if your kids keep asking, you can give them an actual countdown. They have numbers, something tangible. Me and my brother used to be a menace. 2 weeks before Christmas, we'd be like, when's it gonna get here? My parents are like, you've got time. Just wait. Just wait. But all that to be said, we're close to Thanksgiving, which is also a really fun holiday. I'm super excited to see my family, and I'm also super excited I get to work and do forecasting that day as well. So I get to make sure that your day is well forecasted. It's gonna be nice. Hopefully sticking into some comfy weather. Looks like we're gonna keep some rain chances around. I'll double check on those, but we may keep some 20% chances of rain every now and again. So still staying in those 60s, nice and comfy. So taking you through this upcoming work week, Monday through Wednesday, rather dry. We're gonna start to see things kind of change a little bit on Wednesday, seeing that slight chance of showers popping in around the afternoon into the early evening. And then once we get to Thursday and beyond, that's when rain chances start to increase, going up to about 40 and 50% for both days. We're not expecting anything severe as of right now, because what we are seeing is Thursday, we're at a upper 70 level, and then we drop on Friday, which is what we want. We don't want to continue to see, when a cold front moves through, you don't want to continue to see it struggle to drop temperatures. That's when we start to get some scary stuff going on. And I say scary, but really just tough forecasting, because we start to go into severe coverage and first alert weather days. But as of right now, not seeing anything of that nature. Looking ahead to Saturday and Sunday, still keeping those rain chances around. Going into Monday, I'll double check on Tuesday and Wednesday. Those are probably going to be less rain chances than predicted here. But I think we're going to continue to see maybe a 20 to 30% chance. I think we're going to walk those back a little bit. But as of right now, we'll still keep those 60s around for Thanksgiving. I don't anticipate us to shoot up anymore. I believe the next big swing in the forecast was another blast of cold air expected for Friday, Saturday of next week. Not this upcoming week, but Black Friday into Iron Bowl Saturday. There you go. Let's talk holiday terms. So yeah, basically those 2 days are going to bring another possible cold front through. That'll make things a little chilly. Not expecting it to be as chilly as we saw last week. Not expecting that, but with 20s and whatnot and snow flurries, I think we could see some upper 50s, upper 40s in that range there. So may come across some 30s, but it's a little bit of a stretch. But usually around this time of year, we're well above average with these temperatures for this next week. We're typically around 66, 67 around that time of year. So, and then we don't drop into those 50s until the following, like the 28th, the 29th, the 30th, like going into December. That's when we start to see that shift, dropping us into those 50s. So we very well may be on track for that. So all that to be said, I will be on air at 5, and then tonight at 10, 10-ish, 10:30, 45, whenever the game goes off. I believe the Lions are playing tonight. Can't remember who they play though. It's not the Packers. Can't remember who the Lions play. But yes, the Lions game will be on tonight. So I hope you guys will tune in later this evening at whichever show you'd like to tune in. We'll talk more about your forecast. As always, you can ask us questions. You can DM anything that you feel like we missed. So with that being said, hope you have a great rest of your Sunday and a great start to your work week. I'll be back here tomorrow and for Brad, so I will be giving you your night version of First Alert Weather Forecast. So have a good one.